Hello, Gaydos clan. This is Wole. Um, if you are viewing this video, this means that I procrastinated, took my sweet time, and did not create this video in time for Grandpa G to see it. And I will regret that for the rest of my days. Um, Being busy and with work and stand up and all the things that all the everyday things that we have to deal with in life is not an excuse. I still wanted to very much have you all know, um, have you all understand, and especially for everyone that's not Heather, understand why your father and your husband meant so much to myself and the rest of the Green Team crew. As you all know, I've known Heather since I was 14 years old, and that's a lot. It's a long time. Last year, I celebrated my 29th birthday. I think Heather's 39, 38, 39, 39. She old. We old. She about to be 40. I'm about to be 30. But I've known that woman for 15 years of my life. It's more than half of my life. And the first time I met Grandpa G um, was sort of, I think we were going through kind of like a professional development day at Groundwork way back in the day. And it was myself, it was Benny. I want to say Barry was there too, or maybe it was Brandon. I'm not sure. I was probably around 15, 16 years old, and your dad came down and he bought us all kinds of candy and like a big like 7 bags of oranges, and we had soda and water bottles, and it was crazy. Just so much sugar, so many sweets. And I know it didn't make Heather happy because we were always walking around the office like, "Hey Heather, you got any snacks? You got any snacks? Got any candy? Got any snacks?" So when Grandpa G came through that Saturday with all the candy and the snacks and the fruit and the drinks, we were good for like 2 months. That's how much he bought. He just loaded the van with so much sugar, and like just sat down and spent hours listening to us, talking to us about his experiences as a teacher, his experiences in the Peace Corps, um, and he really listened and wanted to know how we felt as young teenagers growing up in a city where sometimes the education system doesn't always have our best interest at heart, and also just how we feel or what do we do, what we like, asking us what we do when we need to feel supported, and who are the adults in our life that support us. And we all pretty much had the same answer, and that was Heather. um, and from the bottom of my heart, Grandpa G, I know you're gonna hear this and watch this in heaven. I can't thank you enough for making Heather Gaydos. Um, the impact that she's had in my life, in my family's life, is something that I could never repay her or you for. Um, as a professional, as a person, I tell her this all the time since I'm still living in her house. One of the most important lessons she's ever taught me early on was, LA, you need to take care of yourself. I know you love your mom, I know you love your dad, your brother, but you got to take care of yourself, man. You got to start saying no to people. You can't just, like, I know it's your family, but you got to take care of yourself. And that's not her voice, but that's like my generic white lady voice. She was right though. I had to learn to take care of myself. I always allowed the stress that other people in my family and other people that I cared about pretty much run the way that I lived my day to day. And that's no way for anybody to live, because they were taking away my energy, they were taking away my power. And the only way I can get that back and really like learn how to live for me was to take care of Wole. And Heather taught me that, and that's a lesson that I live with, and that's something I remind myself of every single day that I wake up. And Grandpa G, if there wasn't no you, there definitely wouldn't be any Heather, there wouldn't be any Megan, there wouldn't be any Lindsay. You're an amazing trio of sisters. Each and every last one of y'all look like your mama. And Grandma G, I'm so sorry for your loss. I can't imagine what it's like to watch the person that you love, your soulmate, deteriorate before your own two eyes day after day until they are no longer with us in bodily form. There's no words that I can say to make any of that um, feel better than what it is. Uh, I know that you were all there when it happened, and that is a positive because you were all together and Grandpa went in front of the most important people in his life. And for that, I will forever be grateful. But I am disappointed that I didn't get off my ass and make this video for him and you all beforehand. So Grandpa G, I know you're smiling down on us from up above. You were a great teacher, a great mentor, a great father, a great husband, um, always full of sometimes useless, but pretty interesting random facts. And you can't beat somebody who's just like a walking encyclopedia of random information. It's always good to know somebody like that, especially someone who's much older than you and has more life experience. Because as a young buck, like myself was when I first met you, and all the years that passed after that, I ain't got no choice but to listen. I'm going to listen to your random facts about how you can't like lick the human elbow, or how there's like no goats in Ibiza, like just random stuff. I don't you just knew a lot of random stuff. I don't know if any one of those two things are true, but I say all those things to say that you knew a lot of random information that would only be useful at trivia night at some dive bar. And I love you for that even more so. And I also appreciated that in your last months that you were just texting me randomly, just random things, just like in a conversation about Thai food, you'd start talking about African leopards. It's just what it was. Like it just what it that's where your mind went to. And you know what? Damn it, I listened because I cared, and it was interesting. It was interesting then, and it's still interesting now, and it'll be interesting forever because that was part of the fabric of who you were. No matter what mood you were in, no matter how sick you felt, you always were the unapologetic version of yourself, and I strive myself to be that every day. So, rest in paradise, Grandpa G, Heather, Megan, Lindsay, Grandma G. I love you all. Stay strong, and I'll see you soon.